Everybody, this is Nancy DeTrana, your instructor for Health 425, online sport and exercise nutrition. What I wanted to do is take a few minutes to go through the course website. It is laid out in a fairly organized way, but I thought that we could go through it together with this screenshot. So the first thing that you should see when you log into the course is the announcements page. This is a really great place to start each time you log in because that is how I make announcements about upcoming assignment due dates or project due dates, or announcing that grades have been posted, or if there are any changes to class material, which does happen sometimes. So the first assignment that I posted gives you the assignments for this week. And also it has a link to the first chapter of the textbook if you don't have the textbook just yet. But I suggest you log into the course at least every day. Don't let 48 hours go by without logging in. I can see when you've logged in. So if a week has gone by and you have not visited the course site, I can tell that. So over on the left, you'll see the announcements link, which will lead you to these announcements, a syllabus link, which will link you to the syllabus that you can print. The faculty information tab has my contact information on it, and you will see that as soon as it comes up. Okay, so my phone number is here. I don't have a permanent office on the LMU campus. You're welcome to call me. I'm not always available by phone. Don't call after 5 p.m. It's my cell phone number. I'll be at home with my family. So I would appreciate the just common courtesy that calls me before 5 p.m. Also, you can send a text to this number, but include your name and Health 425 because I teach multiple classes, so that's helpful. The best way to get me is through email. I generally check my email multiple times throughout the day. I always answer within 24 hours unless it is the weekend, and I expect the same from you. If I am emailing you personally, it's probably because I'm missing something from you, or I need something to complete grading of an assignment or project. So please don't let these emails go unanswered. So I don't have traditional office hours since I don't have an office on the LMU campus. So if you email me, want to speak to me, we can set up a conference time so we're both available and have time dedicated to that call. I intentionally skipped the Learning Units tab because this is probably the most important and I wanted to spend a few minutes on it. When you click on Learning Units, you'll see a welcome message from me, the Online Learning at LMU tab. This is for students, and you click on it and it gives helpful tips about online learning, especially if you've never taken an online class before. The Course Introduction Learning Unit is where you should really start once you've logged into the class. So the syllabus here again, the course due dates. If you click on this due dates tab, you will see the due dates for this whole semester. It will give you week by week information. So week 1, which is this week, what you will be doing, and the due date. The due dates are generally on Mondays unless I have indicated otherwise, just like September 5th is a Tuesday because the day before is the Labor Day holiday. So some days may not be on Monday. For instance, the final exam is due on a Friday because that's the last day of the exam week. The last assignments in week 16 are due on the last day of classes, which is a Friday. This is clearly marked. There should be no reason that no one knows when assignments, tests, projects are due because they're all listed right here. If we go back to the Course Introduction Learning Unit, you will also see the text and materials for the course. I have a picture of the textbook here so that you can see what it looks like. Again, I do have a link to the first chapter if you don't have the textbook already. So Practical Applications in Sports Nutrition, the 5th edition. I prefer that you have this edition because it is the newest and there is some new information provided. I have also provided some multimedia elements and plugins here that you may need to view videos and animations that I post on the site. So you can get Windows Media Player, QuickTime, Flash, and Acrobat Reader if you don't have those already. Back to the course introduction learning unit. So the course explained is probably the area you can go to have most of your questions answered regarding the course. So read this thoroughly. It is also a breakdown of the course webpage, but it's in writing. So it explains about the weekly chapter assignments, discussion forums, project information, due dates, and the grade center. There are 2 tests in this class. There is one that falls in the middle of the semester, and then there is a final exam. The final exam is just information from the end of test 1 to the end of the semester, so it's not comprehensive. I am going to tell you now, I don't want anyone collaborating on assignments or tests. If there's any evidence of this, it will result in a 0 for all parties involved. Just read this, familiarize yourself with the LMU plagiarism policy. You can follow the link here if you want to read about that further. The course is based on 700 total points, so you can easily keep up with your running total in the grade center and kind of keep up with your grades. Let's see, I have just talked about grades, but if you click on the grades tab on the left side, you should be able to access each assignment once it's been graded and see any feedback that I have given, if I have given it, and the grade. So that is the place to go to look for grading feedback and grades. Now, if we go back to learning units, you will see that the course is broken down into 6 learning units. Right now, I only have it open for the first test material, which is learning units 1, 2, and 3, just so we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. But for this week, if you click on learning unit 1, it will lead to chapters 1 and 2. So this week is chapter 1, Introduction to Sports Nutrition. And what you'll see, the format in here is very similar to what you'll see every week. You'll see the chapter 1 assignments, chapter 1 objectives, and a printable outline, and you can fill in information as you're reading for note-taking purposes. You will also see a PowerPoint presentation. These presentations are not narrated by me. They have no narration. If you need further clarification on a point, just let me know and I'll go over it with you. I do provide supplemental materials on the topics in the chapter. Then each week you'll have a 20-point assignment. Some of these assignments are timed, some are not timed, and I will make that very clear. This particular assignment in chapter 1 is not timed, so you'll be able to go in and out of it until the due date. However, once that due date passes, it will go offline and you will not have access to it anymore. In addition, there is a chapter 1 discussion board. It's not graded. I highly, highly recommend participation. I do look at that at the end of the semester. If students are very close to the next grade, that may play a part in your final grade as to how you've participated this semester. It will not take away from your grade if you don't participate, but it could possibly help you. If you click on the Chapter 1 discussion board, it will take you directly to the area where you can create a new thread. You will just click on Create Thread, and that will allow you to post in the discussion boards. Here, you would do a subject and then write your message here and submit it. And once you submit it, it will be visible to everyone else in the discussion board area. You can access all of the discussion boards from the tab on the left, and you'll see they're all here. My virtual office, which is a good place to write questions that you think other students would like to see the answer to. If it's something personal about your grade or anything else, contact me individually. Don't post it in the office here. The student introduction area, I recommend everyone introduce themselves so you can meet your classmates. And then these are all the discussion boards for the semester. But please only write in the discussion board for the current week. Try to stay within the first week. Don't move on to the next ones because it becomes too confusing for everyone in the class. Okay, so let's see. I've already talked about most of these tabs here. Announcements, syllabus, learning units, faculty information, the discussion boards. Some of these other things we may not use. The collaborate is where we can do a live chat, and I will let you know if we ever decide to do that. I believe that covers most everything. There are some sport nutrition links I have provided that you can use anytime for projects. Just make sure you reference them. And these are helpful LMU web links. So I hope this has kind of given you a brief overview of the course and how it works. Again, pay attention to these announcements and don't hesitate to ask me questions. None of them are silly to me. I appreciate those who ask questions. You would rather be clear on something than just try to guess at it and get it wrong. So contact me anytime and know that I am here to help. I always am. Anyway, have a great semester and I wish you the best.